Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghosts and Spirits news video. Once again, I'm dedicating another bit of news here to one of my favorite locations in the world, the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum. Those of you that have followed my channel here for a good number of years know how much I've dedicated a good number of videos to that place, not just with its inception, but finally its actual debut, and then my subsequent visits, including the final one that I did a couple of years back where I did the flashlight tour and I got to meet Zak himself. So check out those videos if you haven't had a chance. Just type in under the search function like Haunted Museum or something like that and you'll see it there. This bit of news though has to do with something interesting, kind of fascinating as well. Apparently its most famous possession there, no pun intended, the Dybbuk Box, has come up in the news. I found this on the casino.org website there from my Google News app. Apparently the Dybbuk Box is not what it seems. So I'm just going to showcase it here for everyone to essentially take a look, make up your own decision, and then see what you guys and gals think. There's still people that ardently believe that the Dybbuk Box is real, and then others, like according to this article, that state otherwise. So as always, I'm just going to present it as is, and then that way you guys and gals can make up your own mind afterwards. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's talk about this bit of news here, and then I'll give my own thoughts and opinions on it afterward. So if you haven't had a chance to go to the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum, I still highly recommend it. It is absolutely amazing. I've been there, I think, 4 or 5 times now. Each time has gotten better, with the best experience, of course, me actually meeting Zak at one point there. As far as the museum itself, you will spend a good amount of time there and it will go by super fast, like 33 rooms of richly detailed haunted items there. There's so much to absorb. You're going to have to go there multiple times, essentially, to do it all. And you can go there throughout the day as well. I think last time I checked, it's still towards the afternoon, towards the late night, at 7 days a week, if I'm not mistaken. So you're going to have plenty of time to do so if you're there in Las Vegas. It's somewhere near the downtown area, to be exact, but it's a absolutely highly recommended place. By far the most famous actual object that's there is this, which you're looking at here, the Dybbuk Box. It's featured not only on the actual ticket that you get, the quote-unquote ticket to enter the location, but it's also on their website, and then of course it has its own separate room. This is the box itself that is considered, without any pretense, the most haunted object in the entire world. I mean, when you go there, essentially the guides will tell you this. The guides will tell you to be careful as well. You have to treat it with respect. People that have gone there had apparently encountered strange things happening to them. There's videos that'll be posted on the actual TV screens there and around the Haunted Museum that showcase people's encounters, like people freaking out or something happening to them. Celebrities as well that apparently have strange things occur to them whenever they go visit the box. I've seen it myself every single time I've been there. I've even been in the room by myself as well during the flashlight tour. That's why I highly recommend the flashlight tour, because you get to walk around wherever you want within the entire museum. You can stay in one room as long as you want, not go into other rooms, etc. This was one of those rooms that I wanted to go by myself inside, and I was able to do so. I myself did not experience anything. Like, it was just a box to me. But then again, I have those 4 walls, almost just like a box, that it makes it very hard for something to essentially make any communication with me or any type of, I don't know, access to me. But other people are much more sensitive, and I'm guessing that's why they've had those experiences as well. But I've been up close and personal to the point where I'm inches away from the box itself, looking at every single corner and detail and so on. Nothing happened to me. Nothing happened to me within the room either. Nothing that stood out. But otherwise, those are at least my experiences. The history of the box itself is almost an urban legend in of itself. It was apparently back in 2003, originally listed as an actual sale, like in other words, an eBay listing. and it was done by a guy by the name of Kevin Mannis. He stated, and if you followed the history of the Dybbuk Box over these past 20 years or so, then you probably know it by heart, but I'll just quickly revise it here. He stated that he found it in a garage sale. It was sold to him back in 2001. It was done by the granddaughter of a Holocaust survivor, someone that was 103 years old, that ended up passing away, and she stated that the box was haunted. It was a Dybbuk box. It contained an evil spirit that was living inside it, and so the granddaughter who had received the box from that deceased grandmother had told Mannis to never open it, bad things will happen, and then sure enough, he ended up opening it. And when that happened, that he found some strange possessions inside, including wheat pennies, some locks of hair, candlestick, and so on. And inside it, apparently whatever was there was released. And then that's when a bunch of things started happening bad to him, including his shop. Apparently some things involving the lease being broken. Apparently there was an intruder, an invisible one, within the basement. Apparently also a bunch of electronics, a lot of things started happening, like going haywire. His mother also ended up suffering, if not a heart attack, something else, because of the box itself, or it was a stroke of some sort, and she was communicating with him that it was originally a gift given to her, but she was stating, almost spelling it out on some kind of piece of paper, that it was no gift, and in a very ominous manner, and that he couldn't essentially get rid of it, so he had to sell it, something along those lines. And then that way he would be able to move it to another place. And then whoever had it ended up having bad things happen to them, and so on and so forth. Well, here's the update, at least according to the casino.org website, and apparently from an interview that Mannis gave himself. This was back in 2021. He gave it in an interview that was called the Bleacher Report, if I'm not mistaken. And in this interview, this is what he said. He said, "I'm a creative writer. The Dybbuk Box is a story that I created, and the Dybbuk Box story has done exactly what I intended it to do when I posted it, which has become an interactive horror story in real time." So in other words, for lack of a better term, he's stating that he made it up. He made it up. It took off on its own. It became viral, in other words, so much to the point that obviously the movie, The Possession, was made as well, and he ended up being a consultant on it too. But he was stating there that nothing along those lines ever really happened in terms of everything I just mentioned a couple minutes ago. Anything involving like the bad stuff associated with it was just really a fabrication. For example, he did buy that wine cabinet at a garage sale, but it wasn't given to him by some granddaughter of somebody that survived the Holocaust, but instead it was given to him by just an attorney, like a regular attorney. And there was nothing really haunted about it, no story from the attorney about it, stating, do not open the box or anything along those lines. In fact, Mannis claimed afterward that he himself put those objects within the Dybbuk Box to make it look weird, to make it look like something else is happening. And then he also carved a Jewish prayer that's located on the back of the cabinet. And apparently what happened to his mother, she did end up having a stroke, but it was nothing to do with the actual Dybbuk Box. She was just there, I guess, at home, and it just happened right along those lines. So nothing really in terms of him even having a furniture store, a restoration store. In fact, he was apparently doing something else at that time, something involving like another job from another location, like a bartender, if I'm not mistaken. So this is all him mentioning all this years afterward in 2021. And now that it's coming up on Halloween, whenever the notion comes up on the Dybbuk Box and it starts trending again, then this story apparently comes out again. So what do you guys and gals think? 20-something years later, here you have a situation where the Dybbuk Box was presented as one thing according to the previous owner, but now he's claiming otherwise, but still, people still have encounters, people still have strange occurrences that occur within that room, that occur with something else happening within the box, whatever it's emanating or whatever it's doing. Obviously, there's been lots of footage there on the Ghost Adventures TV show about the Dybbuk Box as well. I remember they even had like a special, right, whenever it came to him opening it or not opening it, in terms of Zach doing that dare and so on. So there's still, to me, like a lot of debate associated with it. Is it real? Is it not? Have you been there before? Have you experienced anything? Let me know. I just wanted to present this again, just as a bit of news that I found the other day. Apparently, the world's most haunted object there at the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum could be more than it seems. But let me know what you guys and gals think below. Still highly recommend, though. Absolutely go to the museum, check it out. It's an amazing place. You're going to have a wonderful time there, especially if you're a fan of anything involving ghosts and spirits. That is absolutely the place for you. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.